levels are okay. Yup, you got us all set up. Get it.
I told you I'm gonna take care of everything, okay? I'm gonna take care of everything.
That one's going
already. Yeah. So, oh shit, bitch! Motherhood, sex, marijuana in the building. What's good with you?
Building.
Yes, we doing big things. We doing different things. We doing upgraded shit, bitch. You ain't that. You ain't that. Well, we here to tell you.
We can tell you everything.
You feel me? Today, we got a whole bunch of shit to talk about.
Special guest.
We got a special guest in the building.
Yes.
And girl, I'm gonna tell you.
Let's talk about her for a little bit. Her name is Maisha.
Mm-hmm.
I will have her reintroduce herself. But when I met this lady, I was like, who the fuck is this? She just had a magnetism that you just don't find in motherfuckers these days. And so I was instantly drawn to her. She was before I even met her, she was hyped up. You know what I'm saying? You know when people hype up other people.
Right.
You hype a motherfucker up so hard that it's not even impressionable anymore.
Yeah.
And so by the time I met her at her home, I was just like, damn, do I ask her out on a date? Can I afford her? Or is it just all respect? You feel me?
Is it all
so,
business or is there a little bit of pleasure, bitch?
Anywho, she is the owner of My Time for Massage in Seattle, Washington. Mm-hmm. And she will talk more about her experience. I want to talk about what we've experienced with her this evening. Let's elaborate, Queen. You first.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. Her massage, first of all, I just basically told her, I'm having back problems, which is true because my daytime job, I'm always sitting all day. You know what I mean? As an artist, I definitely do a lot of sitting as I'm creating blogs and books and whatever. So, you know what I mean? And even when I'm, doing my photography, there's a lot of sitting situations. So I felt like, okay, that's the best part for her to work on. But she found my shoulder. And my shoulder said, wait a minute, we didn't know. We didn't know. But girl, my shoulder feels better. Deadass, I could not do this before. I couldn't do this shit before without, screwing my face in pain and shit and I don't even know what the fuck I did to my shoulder. Like, I can't even tell you whether it was just, lifting kids or just being stressed or whatever, or
moving
just,
the wrong way, fixing your bed,
the bra too tight. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whatever. You know what I mean? Either way. The bottom line is that I literally was like, I didn't even speak about the shoulder. Like, I didn't even talk about it. And she got this whole shoulder working right now. Like,
absolutely. I didn't have the words to describe how I felt. I literally was like, wow. And so I think what's important for us to remember is, for me, I'm going to talk about myself. I need to work on some self-care. And I even went as far as ordering some things online that might help me, like some clay, bentonite clay or something like that, that's supposed to help with detox. And so I have been on this journey of self-love, self-improvement, self-preservation. And what we had today was not any regular ass massage that your man is going to give you, that your girl is going to give you. I felt things in my body that I have not felt before. There was a lot of tension lifted. And so, anywho, without further ado, let's bring out our guest so we can start talking to her and not about her.
Wait. Something's going on. Phone. We ain't in the fucking mood.
Man, what would it be without some technical difficulties
Without
before
some
you're about to do some amazing shit, though? I'm not even surprised that it would just take a shit, but it's okay because, like, we are mamas, we are women that roll with the punches. And without further ado, we want to welcome Maisha.
Yes, honey, come in, sweetheart, in. Oh, yes, that's
I can see boobs. I can't see me.
Oh,
this is blocking.
Yes, let's move this back.
There we go. I need to get her beautiful face as well.
Yes, we are all here. We are all in the building.
Yes, mama's in the building.
Welcome.
Yes,
Queen, mama, goddess, all that shit.
Yes, that's it. And I just want to say, man, you made me a believer in the massages. I'm trying to tell you, you made me a believer in these massages. I'm trying to tell you, it's just ridiculous because I feel great. My fucking shoulder is nice. My back is nice. Everything is great right now. It's just wonderful.
Excuse me, ladies.
And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here. Hi, everybody.
Yes, welcome.
Again, my name is Maisha Mitchell. I own My Time for Massage in Seattle. So if you're Seattle local, come and check me out.
Check her out.
If you're not in Seattle and you live in surrounding areas, of course, come see me. I do mobile. Also offer doula services. I'm going to talk about that a little bit too today. So yeah, I'm really big on women's health, maternal health. When people, I'm pushing for people of color. Obviously living in Seattle, Washington, there's a less number of people of color than there is in some other larger cities. But we do have some diversity here.
Fuck it. It don't even want to act right.
But we do have diversity here. But I know some of the issues that we're facing are things that people are facing all over the world. So I think it's really important to, speak to what my background and knowledge is and be able to educate people on the power of prevention with doing more holistic care versus dependency on suppressing the things that we feel for ourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Indeed.
So how long have you been doing this for?
So I've been doing massage now for 7 years. But that's again by regulation, society, licensing, that purpose. But as a healer, as I say I am, and what I'm told by people, but I've been doing this intuitively since I was 4 years old.
Wow.
So some people, I think,
very impressed.
Thank you. I think, some people are born with gifts. I definitely believe in that. I think this is one of many. I think it's just like you getting in line with those things to harness those gifts, and sometimes we don't always find it right when we're looking for it. Sometimes it just comes to us, and I've had this come back to me numerous times, and this last time around I really pursued to do it professionally, and that's what allowed me to see another level of my life. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit too.
I love that.
That makes sense.
And so we asked Maisha to put us out on blast, and she gave us such an amazing experience. And I would really love for you, Maisha, just to put me out on blast first, and then, Kai, if you're down for it, and just tell them what you were feeling in me.
Okay, cool. So with our sessions, I always like to be very clear. Again, I am a licensed professional, so if you're touching someone, please know what you're doing, because sometimes everyone believes that they're a massage therapist. There's a difference between you doing touch for someone and it's out of love and care and compassion, and actually knowing exactly what the heck you're touching. So when I work on someone, I go over their concerns and what they're looking for their results in their body. So when we first talked, we go over an intake form that's standard. You answer any type of health issues or anything that's going on that you want to address with them. And then I go over to, on my side, on the professional side of what I do. And basically, I'm not a doctor. I can't formally diagnose, but I do tell people an assessment, which I'm basically giving that to you guys live, of what my assessment would be for them. But I'm doing it a little bit more detailed for the show. So this is a little bit more than what I would normally give to someone, but because they are aware of how I work and my gifts, I'm going to go in a little bit more in tune with that with them. So Also, we were already talking about like what you wanted to see, and so the main thing you said was that you felt it in your back, like your low back was the area of concern that you said you felt the most, and that you always wanted your love to do more for you there, and so you wanted to kind of get some relief there, and overall just feel the difference in those areas for your body. So when we started, I just wanted to get us open in our session with like our connection. So I started us off with some breathing, and even with doing that, you had a hard time slowing down. So when I usually do that for an opening session, it lets me know what I'm getting into for myself as a provider. So somebody who tends to, you know, be fast paced. We all are. We're always so busy. Sometimes it's hard for people just to slow down.
Indeed.
And so if it's a hard time for you to allow that breath in, then I know it's going to be a hard time for you to allow me to work on you. Because someone who's having a hard time to be able to follow that breath work in yourself, you're not going to have the easiest time following me. Because if you can't follow your own lead, it's going to be harder for you to follow someone else's, right?
That makes perfect sense.
And so when I'm checking in with someone, I'm kind of seeing how we're connected we are and them being able to follow directions with me. And sometimes just intuitively that will change. Like we'll have a connection or what is called transference, that you'll be able to feel more relaxed.
What's good, people? Guys, Storm in the building. I decided to, instead of having Ruby read a piece of one of my blogs, I decided to take a stab at it. Please excuse any stuttering, of course, because sometimes I stutter when I read out loud. Here you go. It's 5 a.m. and the loud-ass alarm reminds us that we both have to go to work. As usual, we dress quickly, have a quick cup of coffee together, then head out separately to our designated plantations. I mean workplaces. Our goodbye kisses provide the good vibrations we need to start our day, but before we head off, but for whatever reason, yesterday's kiss was extra tasty. As soon as I got to work, K-Tel let me know he felt the same way by texting me a picture that he took of his hard-on under his desk. I returned the favor by texting him a picture of the developing wet spot under my skirt. Spicy text messages and pictures turned into saucy video cyber masturbation sex in the private bathrooms at our designated workplaces. You'd think we'd stop there, but no. After work, K-Tel and I met up for dinner and drinks at the neighborhood bar pool place. This is the point where things got heated all the way up. Numerous shots of Black Label, endless snacks, and a music box playing all of our favorite slow songs had us grinding on each other hard, kissing on each other hungrily, and making it clear to everyone in the room that we were ready to get it in right then and there. But we managed to compose ourselves enough to leave the bar and head home.
Okay.
Right.
And
we're back.
And
we're back.
And where I was is where I wasn't. So we're going. That's where we are. So here we're here. And so, so it was definitely, it was good to get you in on the same breath work with me. And so once I did that, it was allowed me to see other sides of your body. So I started to see things up top. And what I seen there is the same thing, being so resistant to change. So that means that also as a person, you are used to being in control. So when sometimes people are always, the one who's making decisions. You have to be, again, this is, a lot of mommies. You're making all the decisions for your kids, family, your partners, whomever.
Down to the cereal.
Yeah, exactly. And
like,
so,
why am I picking the cereal?
Exactly. So you have a hard time checking out. And so that can make you have more emotions. Like all those feelings and everything you do, they go to different areas of your body. So in massage school, they teach us those emotional zones. That's what they're called, quote unquote, emotional zones. So you held in all those. So the emotional zones would be more like the top of like here in your neck and shoulder, and then all those areas that you felt already in the low back, because you're going to hold more emotional there. So typically anything in the low is insecurity. So when someone is feeling lack of something, lack of love, lack of finance, lack of something, it stems into the lower. So when a lot of times people don't like, oh, I don't know, I might not be having anything. Well, maybe you weren't having anything right away. Maybe it was something that was in the past, and those things still stem there. Maybe it's not any of those things at all. Maybe it's something that's trauma related with those things too that could be triggered in your body.
Yeah.
Our body stores trauma. So some people don't believe that. Again, I'm not, a doctor. I'm going by, again, my opinion and the people that I've worked with and thousands that I have done work for and what I've seen in the results in working with people.
Yeah.
And so up top, the area started to let go the more comfortable that you got with me. So that lets me know too, from personal, situations and more details that I know too, that probably is from some things from the past. So for you getting that comfortability with me, then you felt more comfortable to allow it and to follow that breath, which made you more in tune with yourself. So once you knew that you were in control of yourself with feeling that breath work and allowing the work to be received, you were better in tune with me too, because you were like, this is going to help me, I'm going to do it. So you just breathe through it versus fighting it. And that's when we started to get more results for you. So
there was some resistance, and it was like involuntary. Like I literally was like jolting out of my skin. I was that uncomfortable in my own skin. And if you're feeling anything like that, people out there, friends, family, please seek someone who does what Maisha Mitchell. I'm thinking Mitchell. What Maisha does, energy work is real.
Yes.
I feel like a better person, real shit. And I mean, I'm so serious. Because you can't feel like a good person if you feel like shit.
No.
I doubt that you could be a good person if you feel like shit.
And to even elaborate even more, like when you feel like crap, then guess what? Your body's going to feel like that too. So it's like, people don't really know, like the more that you allow those things in, the more that it's going to manifest physically. So it's like if you're feeling like crap, it's just like if you don't get ready for the day and you've been lounging all day, you're gonna be like, oh, I feel gross, I feel dirty.
Yeah.
But it's like you haven't did anything to commit to the change of that. It's like, what are you gonna go do? Well, go get in the shower. You're gonna wash up. You're gonna get dressed for the day. That's gonna make you feel better, even though you felt like dirty. You're like, oh, I'm clean. Oh, I feel good. And you won't even have to wear. It's not like you're wearing a fancy dress or a fancy suit. It's just the fact that you did something other than where you were before that. And so it's the same thing. Just like, let's continue to strive to see something different for ourselves. And one of the things I think is important for me to really express, again, I'm really big on like social justice and talking to people too about cultural differences, because there are for every race and every background and ethnicity. But during this time, especially where we're at in this pandemic, a lot of people of color have been told to suppress their feelings. They've been told to suppress emotions, things that they feel are going on. And it's like, we're not having these issues being addressed the same way in healthcare and the way that they are for more people who are, Caucasian or white background. And I can speak for someone who actually works with primarily that. Most of my clients are actually white women. So if someone's like, oh, you're racist, I was like, no, how am I going to be so uncomfortable with a group I primarily focus with? I'm definitely far from racist. I love working with any and everyone. I don't discriminate any gender, whatever. I'm so fluid because everyone in my circle is everything.
Right.
But when I'm seeing issues be addressed, and when we're thinking about like societal, racial, institutional racism, things that are systemic, these are happening to people of color the most. So that's why I feel like it's something important to address right now. And so for a lot of people of color, I just want to emphasize to you to understand the health benefits of body work, and especially with massage, not just allowing anything, because sometimes I tell people, they're like, oh, well, my man does it, or my girl, she does it, or so-and-so does it. It's like, that's because it feels good because their intentions are right. Right? If somebody's doing something and they're doing it out of love, it feels good. My baby boy can hand me, some piece of paper and he smiles and I want to smile too, and it feels good. It's just because it's my child. It's like you're going to feel better about somebody doing something for you that's someone you love. So it's like, that's great, and I think you should do that as much as possible. But there also is a professional. And when there's someone who's been, has education, has a training doing it, you should allow them to do that as well. Also, I'm not going to shun anyone who has not went to school for this, because sometimes you can still be an intuitive worker or an intuitive healer or an intuitive, therapist, but not have the, license or title. So yes, you can be someone who is good at doing what you do, but I always think, because this is a barrier for anyone to be able to achieve a certain ladder for themselves and their family based on our institution and how we are set up at this time. If you feel that is something that you want to do, get the education, get the training, get the license that you need, so you don't put yourself further behind by not having someone respect the work that you've done and you're doing because they're saying you did not work to get the education or the requirements that we go by to say that you are a legit blah blah blah.
Well said.
Well said.
I love that very much.
And for me, with your massage, like I said, it was mind changing and body changing, because not only because of the time that you put into it, and your strength, because you're strong as hell, honey.
Definitely
Strong as hell, honey. Woo,
solid.
But also, like I said, you hit a point for me that I didn't even discuss with you, and it was like, that was really a stress that I didn't even think about, and you found it and worked it out, and it was just like, oh wow. So I could see there's the healing aspect as that, your hands, you were able to search out that point and be able to heal that point. You feel me?
And that again was that intuition, an intuitional guide. I've worked with a lot of massage therapists, and some of the ones that I even went to school with, they would just brag and feel like they were the best at what they did because they knew everything textbook. But some things can't be taught.
Word.
And that is something about the massage that I love to give. I don't want to do everything by the book. I go by the body. So that's literally by what I feel, by what my hands are guiding me to do when I'm touching you. So no massage is ever the same. No one's body is ever the same, because we all are unique. We all are special. We all have our own, journeys. We all have our own trials, tribulations, happiness, joy, whatever. So all those things can go and manifest again in the body in all different areas. So you're going to feel different things at different times, different moments. You might even be at a different place because of the season. You might be at a different place because that's a reminder of, when you had your birthday with this love or whatever, or a loss. There's so many things that we recognize different things in, and that goes into our body. So I think those are some of the things that with health and massage differ, because even with health, they go by just specifically on an area, what's a diagnosis. Those things are more technical and medical. But for the things that I do are more energetic, and that's based upon what I actually feel with a combination of me having the medical background.
Absolutely. And
Fascinating.
And that's the great thing that you were able, that you it's like, it's almost like a natural gift. You know what I mean? It feels like a natural gift. You know what I mean? I definitely want to talk about your shirt, because your shirt is hot. And I definitely want to, you know what I mean, mom goals, because motherhood,
mom goals for real.
Motherhood Sex Marijuana is all about mom goals. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And what does mom goals mean for you?
Mom goals to me is really being able to provide my children with all the knowledge of things that I did not have. You know, I think some of the best things that you can do for your kids is to provide them or give them the opportunity to have a better life than you had.
Word.
And you know, people will say, you know, that's by money. Some people may think that's just by, you know, love or attention. You know, I think it's a combination of all those things, you know, and I think that how hard that you work for your children is the less hard that they have to have it because of you. So for me, I've definitely pushed myself to go as hard as possible every day so that's less that they have to have a disadvantage of in their lives.
That's what's up.
Thank you for that.
Mom, and because the fact is, as mom goals, mom goals, you know what I mean? This podcast for us is like a mom goal. That is definitely a mom goal because this queen created it and I jumped in and
it's our baby now. It's our baby together.
And we've been running with it and it's like we're so happy to get to this point. You know what I mean? So to bring on other moms, to promote other moms, and you know what I mean. Like our first interview was a mom that you know her name is Debbie Maisha, and she does like tantric sex teachings, and she's based out of New York. Energy work as well. You know what I mean? And that's one of the goals that we also want to also reach with this podcast. Always bring on things that people may not have never heard about, and you know what I'm saying, need to know about. You know what I mean? And first of all, both of our interviews that we've had so far have always, like both of them, they concentrate on our people. I mean, yes, they work with everyone, but they concentrate on our people because I feel like that's not a bad ideal based on the fact that our struggle is real. Not saying that nobody else ain't got don't got struggle, but our struggle is real. And somebody focusing on healing us is a wonderful thing. So I definitely thank you and appreciate you for what you've done for us today, and you know the lessons that you'll bring to other people through our podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful to be here and to be able to support some other queens doing their thing. You know, like I want to see you thrive. I want to see you continue to grow and push that creativity bar to the next level and network and get those connections. And you know, for me, this has inspired me being here and getting to see you guys do your thing live. Like you said, you guys started this off with you guys just pushing yourself to do something new, and you guys are killing it.
I mean, literally, it was just an idea that she brought to me on a high day, you know what I mean? Because as you can tell, we have high days.
Every day's a high day. What the fuck are you talking about?
So, you know what I'm saying? And it was like an afterthought after, like, you know, going home, sitting in meditation with myself. I was just like, yo,
this can happen.
What she talking about is real. And now we, you know what I'm saying, we moving forward, we getting it done. We definitely working out, and we love the fact that, you know, somebody like you comes on, not only shows us what you can do, and it's real. Oh my God. She is the real shit.
Hit up, man. If you're in Seattle, Washington, if you're anywhere in Washington,
first thing I want you
hit her
to do
up.
Now is to, you know what I'm saying, if you got social media, if you got a website, you know what I'm saying, if you want to give out, you know, a price range or how the kind of people you work with, whatever.
Yes.
Let us run it down.
So for me, I really am so grateful to be in the place that I'm at. You know, I'm really selective about who I work with, and it's not because I'm discriminatory in any way, shape, or fashion, but I want to make sure that we're a good fit, and that's because if you're doing someone's work, it's very intimate. And if someone isn't a good fit for each other, that's totally fine. Maybe there's another therapist that is a better fit for you.
Indeed.
So it's just like, you know, I know someone else that you can work with that I can, you know, promote you to that could be a better fit for what you need or the style of what you're looking for. For me, I'm really looking to work with people who are interested to make change. You know, I'm at the point where I like working with people who are committed to themselves. I'm really at the point where I'm not a baby anymore. I'm in that age where I want to be able to be accountable for the differences. So I like clients who are in that space too. Like, if you are in the space where you like, I'm tired of my body feeling like this, and I've had the same, I love helping people through that change. Like if you've dealt with that same ache and pain in your back or your neck, headaches, insomnia, IBS issues, depression, people who are battling, with hip pain, shoulder pain, tendonitis, carpal tunnel, thoracic outlet,
sexual trauma.
Sexual trauma. Just even wanting to have more positive touch in your life. Maybe you lacking that positive touch. I am okay with being able to work with you wherever you are, because wherever you are is not where you will stay. Where you are is where you are, and where you'll be is where we're going.
Word up. Amen to that.
On that one.
Amen to that. Y'all will notice that we're not passing the blunt to Maisha. Maisha, I'm really interested, and I'm sure we all are, in understanding why you don't smoke.
Yeah, so for me, I've never really been a smoker. Like, I definitely have hit the blunt. I have smoked, I have dabbed. I have, vaped. I have done all these different things, but for me and my family, I always have had a lot of respiratory issues, and even with the other side of things, what I know is a big trigger for me is I've watched my mom battle with smoking for a very long time, and with her and cigarettes, it was always a battle as a kid, and her having severe asthma issues, and me seeing her go through these respiratory changes as she aged, and me being in healthcare and being aware of those sides of things with smoking has detoured me from wanting to smoke regularly. Like, had I not seen her, I'm pretty sure I would be a regular smoker all the time. I would be a stoner, because I definitely believe in the health benefits of CBD. I definitely know, it does change how your awareness is. I believe it does help some people to tap into energy and to tap into that creativity, and those, sometimes I call them the high questions, the questions you may not have asked if you were not high, but it gives you to, think about things that maybe you don't necessarily think about. Like, man, like, why do you wear socks, with flip-flops and shorts in the winter, like those type of things that I wouldn't normally
step your ass outside.
And
looking doofy as
exactly,
fuck. And you know what I'm saying? And if I come along and give you the screw face, you mad.
Exactly. Like, why are you doing this
but
in the winter?
Doing a whole fashion
exactly. Just all the way. It's like, why not just put on pants? But you want to wear
some
shorts.
Shoes.
Yes.
And some
with Birkenstocks and socks. And I'm telling you, I've seen it in Seattle. So don't
all the time.
We're gonna act
particularly
like
at Walmart.
Exactly. So we're not gonna act like this don't happen. But so for me, that's what deterred me from doing it. But I respect everyone else's decision to do it. My main thing is, if you're going to smoke at this point, and I'm in my 30s, so for people, I may not look like it, but I am. And I just feel like I'm grown, and when I meet other people who are grown and they are smoking on the regular and don't have their shit together, that is disturbing to me. So it's like, it disturbs my peace. If you are smoking and it takes away from you, you have to reevaluate. I think
I agree.
I think if you are smoking and it's adding value to you, it's pushing you to see other sides of yourself. You're doing it, for relaxing,
from your crazy
therapeutic purposes, those type of things is good. But when it has to be something that you're dependent upon, and you're mean to people when you don't have it, you're taking away from yourself, your kids, or whomever. Like any other addiction, it can be addictive too. So I think people need to also be mindful of that side, because I've definitely worked with people with addiction, and it is a gateway drug for a lot of people who do not know the level of addiction is high, even genetically for them. So there's just so many layers to why I don't, but it's like, I respect anybody else's reasoning for it, because at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your body, and you're the one who has to live in that, not me.
Yeah, my thing.
I love that. I love those views. Very good views. And I honestly, I'm sorry, Queen, just real quick, I wish that I didn't like blunts. I wish it wasn't my thing, but one day maybe I'll find another alternative that gives me the satisfaction.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm old school. I've been smoking weed since the 80s. Let's keep it fucking real. So, and I enjoy smoking. I definitely enjoy smoking. That's the main way I take marijuana in, and I don't have a problem with it. And I treat it like anything. Like, all of us have some sort of addiction. Some people, shop. Some people, you know what I'm saying, they everybody, it's somebody, some people smoke, some people drink, some people, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, everybody got their own habit, but the point is, how the fuck you take care of everything in your life and that habit. Now, if you were that responsible motherfucker that, you know what I'm saying, takes care of your bills, takes care of your children if you have them, you know what I'm saying, make sure everything in your house
washes your ass in the morning.
You know what I mean? You going to work every day. You know what I mean? If your job asks you to take a piss test, you figure it out and pass that piss test. You feel me?
That part of responsibility is what we talking about.
You feel me? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck it is, if you doing all that and you handling your habit,
do your thing,
do your thing, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody should be able to tell you, judge you, talk about you unless they are supporting your habit or got something to do with your business.
Paying your
something like that. But other than that, you handling your business, and that's how I've always been. I've always handled my business. I've always taken care of my kids. I've always made sure everything was right. And yes, in order to keep sanity going, I need my smoke. I need my smoke to create. I need my smoke to chill. I need my smoke to plan out my future. I need my smoke to ensure that other motherfuckers that are around me that play stupid stay alive. Because, I mean, when I'm high, I might consider, oh, you just dumb. I'm going to let you live. It's all good. But if I'm sober, I'm going to be like, see, look here. You got 3 seconds before I just take your throat away and show it to you. Like, don't play with me. So, you know what I mean? No, marijuana has been a relaxer, a calmer, a
friend,
a thought creator, a friend, a lover, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It has done plenty of things for me in my life. And the only way I like it is smoking. I mean, I've tried edibles, and I've learned based on edibles, it depends on the motherfucking baker. Because the baker...
Exactly. And so I got to interrupt a little bit here, but that's what I want to get. I want to just let it be known, I do partake in marijuana. I just do not smoke it. So I am someone who enjoys to have my edibles. So as you can see, I'm not missing no meals here. Okay, I am a healthy woman, so I like to have it in the healthy way. For me, that's like, I don't like to smoke, but I will partake in the edibles or things like that. Normally, I will buy them from the dispensary where, they can calculate what is in there. I know what's in there. I read the package, what everything's going in there. Or I have friends, who are growers or people that we know who are close that I know what they're doing. And when they decide to make stuff with, their things or whatever, I might try those ways. So it's like, usually I go with like a pastry or a chocolate or something that's kind of sweet. So even when the stuff with sweet stuff, it kind of mellows out. But for me, I am creative, and again, that energy. And so for me, it mellows me out. It gives me a chance to be able to focus on those things that I'm working on at the time. I love music, so I'll zone out with music with it. Again, I am a mom, so it's like, there's all different types of moms too. And again, this is, Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana. So I'm going to talk about me with motherhood and do this. It doesn't take away from me. It doesn't take away from my child. It doesn't take away from my business. I'm still handling all of those things and more, that people don't always partake in when they are sober, so it's like, for me, none of those things I'm doing while I'm high per se. It's like, I'm not going into work, taking edibles before I'm going into work or anything. But I'm off, and I'm off. And it's on my own time, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for my family handling business, that's what I choose to do. And I don't need to have anyone else speaking on anything, because we've already all said, ain't nobody, handling any other finances for me or my family or anyone else. That is being taken care of. So I am being responsible with the choices that I'm making.
Smoke responsibly, please.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And find out what you like. Have a little bit, ask questions, experiment, but just pace yourself. Like she said, it's good to dose responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to our sexual topic, I'm a domestic violence survivor, yes, but I'm also a survivor of sexual abuse. And with this, with the massage, is there anything you would do? Like if I were to say, hey, Maisha, I really want to heal from my sexual trauma. Can we focus on that? Like, do you already know what to do? Or are you just...
Whoa.
Yeah, and so even with going with someone with that, I honestly would say it would actually be more of a kind of like a slower session that will be more focused on just getting comfortable with touching different areas of the body.
Right.
Sometimes when someone is experiencing especially sexual trauma, there might be certain areas of their body that are triggered through touch, so you want to just make sure that they're comfortable with touching in the areas that you're touching first of all. So just kind of moving slow with getting their body acquainted to touch in a positive way from someone that they feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I really work with building that relationship level up with my clients, where they can also be able to say, Maisha, I don't feel comfortable right there. Or maybe there's something too, because it's like, again, this is your life, it's your body, and I want my client to also feel comfortable enough with me to know that there's never anything personal for me. It's always personal for you. So I'm doing this service for you. This is not something that is for me. So the goal is to get the best results for your body, and anything that I'm doing, and I've even said that to you guys. I said I'm doing this with positive intention. So if I'm doing something, I'm doing it for a reason. But if you're going through something, that is like something I always tell people, like, that's your responsibility to me, is to tell me, because I don't want to do anything that can hurt you, or anything that can, not be something that's in support of what you would want for yourself.
Nor can you guess what, is going on.
Like you said, you're not a mind reader.
You would definitely need to, have a person be willing to, reveal something like that to you. I mean, not to even, ask, confidential questions about your clientele, but based on your clientele, is it more like you're dealing with people that are dealing with trauma, or they're into just healing based on body pains and situations? Like what's the percentage like?
I actually have a good mix, and that's pretty interesting. That's a good question. Like a lot of times people don't even realize how much trauma they have in their body, because typically now, especially in our society, everyone is pretty fake. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
we got all these filter photos, and everyone's portraying these so positive images, and life is not always all peaches and cream.
No.
And so some of those times that we go through that emotional trauma gets stored there, and if we don't work through it, it can come out in a session. I've had clients come in who look very polished, come from very well off families and backgrounds, and can have the greatest job, and they're doing very well, successful in every right that someone would say successful, and get on the table and they're breaking down and crying, and it's like, no, it's like there's other things that were triggered in that session that they didn't even know were a factor until we actually worked through it. And so there's no specific type of person that can experience and not experience something, because I don't like when people have like these stereotypes that like it's only this group or this group or this group. Every single one of us can experience anything at any time. No one is exempt.
Right.
And if anything, I think that's the best part of this COVID experience, is that it showed that everyone is at risk. There's no gender, there's no amount of money, there's no amount of education, there's no look, There's nothing like anyone could be at risk based upon what happened to you in that time in your life, in your, you know, your surroundings or your health or whatever. So it's the same thing. We have to be more open that we have to be in charge of ourselves the best that we can.
Right.
And that's just doing the best that we can by doing the best that we can. Like, I live every day by that. Like, people ask me too, like, how is your day going? I'm like, oh, I'm doing the best that I can to do the best that I can.
It shows.
And, you know, and people are like, oh, wow, you know, some people think it's just talking. It's like, no, I literally live that in my actions. Every day, I try to outdo myself.
Exactly.
That's what's up. And that's the only competition, really.
Yourself.
So I do want to talk about this. As she was talking about the trauma, I had tears in my eyes. They're running down. In the spirit of vulnerability, I feel my trauma exiting my body. It, for lack of another way to explain it. So I'm just trying to keep it very honest with myself. And I think if you're searching for that too, then it's a great thing. And I'm really okay with crying in front of people. In fact, it's I used to be very shy about that for some reason, feeling shame and whatnot by the way that I was growing up, you know. But it feels so incredibly good to let go of that trauma that I was just suppressing because, and I'm an open person. I'll tell you about my experience if you are open to having a real conversation. You know, I'm not gonna try to hide things to make myself look some type of way in front of you if you really want to know. But I feel like you can't deny the feeling of relief and bliss that comes from taking care of yourself. I think that that's the main point here that we're trying to convey in our own way is like, please just take care of yourself. I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm gonna invest in myself. And that's because I feel more love for myself. You feel me? Like I feel this compassion towards myself. You know, earlier I couldn't describe what I was feeling. I just kept saying, wow, like some idiot, really. I didn't know what to say.
Right.
But I'm just like, how do I feel? What's going on? You feel me? So thank you.
You're welcome.
So much.
I'm so grateful. Like, truly, thank you for sharing and having me and allowing me to work with you and show you what I do. Like, it's awesome to do that. You know, like, people don't know, like, how powerful that is. And I'm also a survivor of many different things. I'm a survivor of, of sexual abuse, of physical abuse, domestic violence, police brutality. You know, that's probably one of the big things that I had happen to me. And, I was triggered by my situation, which pushed me into doing massage and going to school for it. And through me doing that, I actually found healing and helping to heal others.
Nice.
And so when people think about those things, it's like you doing what you're doing is so powerful because you no longer are, the victim, you are a survivor. And when you flip that role of it being in a victim space to a survivor space, that ownership of I'm in control now. And your story is so powerful to help someone else grow and heal from that situation. You're going to be more motivated to share and be open with that experience because you're allowing that not to take over you, to stop you helping and being that lead or that helping hand on somebody else's journey.
Exactly.
And that's what's so beautiful. So I'm super proud of you for doing that because you don't even know how many people that have just heard your story and are going to be proud of you because I've had that happen to me. And that's one of the most amazing feelings. So if I can share this story and it touched just one person, like I was like struggling, I was homeless, I had no help, and I went from me making nothing, like going through this recession last time around, not being able to do anything, had to move back with my mom. Did not have the best relationship with my mom at that time. It was rough, got kicked out again, living on the streets, sleeping in hotels, sleeping in cars, to me literally building and having my own having the places I never even thought I could afford, being able to afford to live in Seattle.
Word.
Like, people don't even know Seattle is not
It's
a cheap
expensive,
place.
man.
Oh, hell no.
It's ridiculous.
It's not.
Oh,
you know,
hell no.
And we've done it, and I push, and I travel and vacation and show my kids things I never got to see myself, because that's what positioned me following that purpose and taking that lead is allowed for me to do. And I hope that if anything, someone else listens to my story and knows you're capable, you're worthy to see that for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And doing self-care for yourself allows those doors to open as well, because when you're taking better care of yourself, you're opening up that window of possibilities, of opportunities to be able to be seen by you, and no blockage being there from you loving on yourself and being able to allow that purpose in.
Immediately, good vibes. Good vibes in,
So
good vibes return good vibes.
Yeah.
That's an old lesson that everybody, no matter what's going on in the world, that's an old lesson that works with everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Self-care and being completely invested in yourself is not selfish. It's not selfish. It's about, that's how everything else is going to get taken care of. Because you can't, as a mother, you can't take care of the family unless if you're not taking care of yourself.
Amen.
You definitely can't hold down a job, hold down the house, cook what you know what I'm saying, be able, you know what I'm saying, do all the shopping, take care, manage their future, their education. Because now we became teachers now. So we were always teachers, but now we
Full-time teachers.
fucking time teachers now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know what I mean? You can't do none of that.
Yeah.
You can't do none of that if you're not invested in your self-care.
And everything you just said is so important to gauge that and where those feelings are coming from too. When you think of self-care and doing something for yourself, why are you stopping doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you unworthy to do that? And think about where those feelings are coming from.
Exactly.
Because sometimes we get so caught up in doing that on a regular basis, especially again as moms, you're quick to put yourself last. You're like, oh, I can do that later. Oh, I don't have the time. But it's not an excuse for someone else. So reevaluate those feelings on why you postpone things for yourself, and actually carve out the time for yourself. That is the reason why I named my business My Time for Massage, was because the number one excuse I hear from someone when it comes about getting into massage is they have exactly no time. So when is it going to be time for you? When is it going to be time for yourself? If you're not present in your body, how do you expect anybody else to understand how you feel about you when you don't?
Word.
Amen. Touche to that. That's great advice. I love that so much.
Word. You know what I'm saying?
What's your favorite thing about being a mom?
My favorite thing about being a mom is having that connection that is like unconditional. I think, like I literally can just have a moment with myself. We don't even have to speak. And I know exactly what he's feeling, and he knows exactly what I'm feeling. And, my son, the oldest to the youngest, my oldest is 19, guys. So, and 19, and my youngest is 1.5. So it's a big span. Oops, earrings well. And,
a couple years.
And exactly, just a few years. And, because I had him when I was such a young, hot tender, so that's why. And, and so now I'm just fabulous glamour. And I'm talking to you guys. And so, I feel like all these mixed feelings, but it's crazy. And my oldest son, I can literally just like rub his hair and his scalp like I would when he was a baby, and he'll do some of the same exact looks that he did to me when he was a newborn. And so to like remember and be taken back to those moments, even with this grown 6'4" man now, is so beautiful to me, because it's like, wow, I still remember those things. So I think that's like some of the best things as being a mom, is having those moments where it can still, no matter what age your kid is at, you feel those same bonds that you did with them as they're a baby. So beautiful.
That is so.
Shoot, you said 1.5. That's whew. Diapers.
And she's still breastfeeding.
Yeah.
This lady's crazy.
Oh. working full time. I'm still
running her business.
Yes.
Holding it down.
Oh,
Yes.
God, that's
For her family.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, shit. Well, make sure and tell us, you know, your websites, how people contact you. You know what I mean? Definitely shout yourself out.
Thank you,
Please.
ladies. So for me, if anyone wants to follow me, I'm pretty open book, as you can tell already. You know, so if you want to follow me, my personal Instagram is my one of a kind. It's MOFAKIND, and I kind of post some personal stuff on there, some business stuff. I always kind of keep people posted. I like to really be about like positivity, body positivity, you know, loving yourself. I'm really goofy, so sometimes I just like posting stuff just to make people feel happy, you know. I really gauge, you know, things with all this stuff going on, so I always try to do stuff that's uplifting and motivational, just to give you that little extra push. So if you want somebody positive to follow, I would say hit me up on there. Personal, my business is mytimeformassage.com. There I give a little bit more details of my pricing. You can be able to see what all I do. The medical massage side, I do personal injury cases. I do regular medical massage, so people have insurance. You can come and see me, get reimbursed through your insurance directly. I do not accept insurance myself, but I do provide the notes, so you can seek reimbursement on your own. Also, you can use your HSA. If you have an HSA through your company, use those benefits. You can go ahead and pay for your massages with those and use your HSA for that as well. I do packages for clients who are long-term, so shall you decide to come in and try me, I have a new client special. I have 1 hour massages, 90-minute massages, 2-hour massages. I don't do anything under an hour. I do mobile massages. If you want to see me for a mobile massage, you have to do a minimum of at least 2 hours for a mobile massage. If it's a new client and it's someone who I'm working with, those are the people I do go do mobiles for. If there's someone who I've seen before after you come to my office, I don't do mobiles just for 1 hour for people who I don't know any longer, especially due to the times and what it is. It's just for safety purposes. But, you know, maybe once, you know, COVID's over, I'll open that up a little bit more. But for now, I'm only doing people that I know. Other than that, you know, if you want to try me out, it's good. We can do a preview or interview, I should say, pre-screen. So you can talk to me and tell me what's the issue, what's going on in your body. You can hit me up. Phone number is 206-816-4288. I pretty much, you know, that's my main line. So if you want to hit me up on there, you can feel free to text. I text all the time. I actually prefer it because I'm not always able to get on the phone because my life is crazy with me being everything and I do not have an assistant. So if you want to hit
not
me
yet
up,
at least.
Not yet. And it's like, yeah, it's just life is crazy enough. I don't want to train one. So no. Just text me there and I'll be able to get back to you as soon as possible that way, or leave me a message, tell me a good time to talk, and we can set a time to do that. Also, other ways you can hit me up too is email, so you can email me at as well. It's myeshalmp@yahoo.com. I know Yahoo's old school, but I still like it, so that's what I got.
Oh, we love
and
Yahoo.
So yeah, it's myeshalmp@yahoo. So that's what I still use, that old school Yahoo account. It was great.
Damn right.
It's been awesome. And
That's your handle.
Yeah,
and I'll get
you
you back
prefer it.
Damn right. And we'll have all that information in the description of this video,
Definitely.
of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you definitely got to hit her up, and you definitely got to.
Let me love on you. Come.
You know what I mean?
Come
For what?
Hit her Cash App, y'all.
Yeah.
She got a Cash App too.
Oh,
If you
I
like
know.
what she's saying, hit her Cash App. Hit our Cash App. We'll put it down below.
Please, I guess that's the way to support me. I am a small black business. One of the, you know, I'm in the category of the few that are owned by a woman of color, a woman under 40. You know, I opened my office at 29 years old. So yes, you know, so you know, I'm hurting during these times of COVID, but I'm blessed because I'm doing what I love, and you know, I feel the universe will provide. But if you want to help continue to see me thrive and push my business, feel free to hit donations.
Please.
My Time for Massage at Cash App, you can do that. Also same on Venmo. Most likely I'd like to be able to see it from Cash App because I can be able to send you a little personalized little thank you stuff from there. But yeah, you know, it's always good to help support businesses. If you want to donate a massage to someone, please let me know. I'm always open to that.
That's what's up.
You know, don't let my fees, like, stop you. If you feel like you want to do care and you literally can't afford it, you can talk to me too. If you feel comfortable talking about those things, I'm open to that. I don't ever want someone not getting care, especially someone who's really going through some severe pain because they're saying, I can't afford it.
And that's
beautiful.
a wonderful one. I'm so glad you said that, because on some realness, I mean, yes, we want you to understand that she's a small business, and she's asking her prices based on the fact that that's what she is charging. So don't come in there on some Jew shit trying to Jew her down. But at the same time, if you have a serious issue, and right now, at the same time, right now, let's be honest, a lot of people are not financially able to pay for certain things. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of forgiveness and a lot of, pay small, pieces at a time kind of thing going on with everybody. So the fact that she is willing to do that, you should definitely hear that out. But don't take it as a situation where you're going to come in there and Jew her down. That ain't cool.
And of course, again, I'm an energy worker, so I'm big on, I can read you, so it's like, I know how to identify those fakes and snakes. I also know how to, be able to identify those who are truly in need. And as I said, I'm humble beginnings. I've been there. I've been in some pretty bad predicaments, and that's the reason why I'm in this position now. It's because I've planted a lot of good seeds, and I'm going to continue to do so, and I'm going to be taken care of. So no matter whatever someone is bringing my way, please know I can feed through it in any way, shape, or form. So
well said.
Is that I want you to know, like, everyone deserves to have care. We all are worthy. And I think that's one of the things that is why we're in a situation now, is a lot of people who are feeling like they're unworthy of it. And when you start to value your life, and your value is not by value is by how you think, it's by the mental, it's by how you place things. So let's think about things more as prevention. Let's think of things more so as healthcare versus thinking of just massage only as a treat or a leisure or something I do on vacation or special occasion. You are the occasion.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're the occasion.
And like I told her earlier, I think you are helping to save my life, because trauma is a real thing. Stress is real shit. And I do believe that my father died of stress. There's a lot of comorbidities that he has, that my parents both have: diabetes, heart disease, all of that. And if I can do anything, and I would rather take a holistic approach before I'm asking a doctor anything.
And to add to what you said is, everything she said is true. Look, 80% of disease and conditions are induced by stress. I know that as facts. That's in any healthcare book. Read it. You can Google whatever you want to do. Look it up. 80% of disease and conditions are induced by stress. So reducing stress levels in your body can really help save your life.
Significantly, yeah.
It can change the quality of your life, for sure. There's no ifs, ands, no buts about it. It changes the quality of your life. I have helped so many people, not just a few hundred, a few thousand.
Nice.
Few thousands of people. I have right now where I'm like working part-time at a place. I'm working at a chiropractor part-time. Literally, you guys, I've only been there for a few weeks filling in. And every single person that I've seen has rebooked. I have a 100% rebooking rate.
Whoa.
I know I'm rebooking for sure.
So this is not me trying to sell anyone. My work literally shows by example. And I really want everyone to always think about that with your therapist. Don't just think every person's touch is the same. Everyone, when anyone's touch, just like any relationship you've been in, it's different. You might go through similar situations.
Right.
But the way that you went through them is different. And please have that same approach when you have a therapist, because everyone's skill set is different too. So don't just think that they can do certain things. Don't just assume they can't do certain things.
Word.
You literally have to go through that experience to see the outcome.
Word.
Awesome. Thank you so
my
much
God,
again,
thank you
Maisha.
so much, Maisha.
I am so inspired. We are.
Thank you.
I was so like in tune with this that I messed up on this blend. And I'm gonna call myself out on my own bullshit.
Oh.
Girl, it's all good. Don't even worry about it because it damn sure is getting late, honey.
Okay. All right. So we
got
love
to wrap
y'all,
this shit up.
and we will see y'all next time. Thank you. Motherhood, Sex, and Marijuana
in the building.
with Maisha.
Mm-hmm.